us have not a clue what it is, what it's about. We just don't know. We really didn't know. And, we have an amazing gentleman that took it upon himself to study this information and share it with us and come back to us. And, we then decided to partner with him and say, lock arms and understand it alongside him. And guys, here at the Microbiome Project, and in anything that we do here at Sankey, we start things with decency and order. We start things with prayer and give thanks to the Almighty Father. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to bring King Denzel Finley up. Let's see here. I'm going to ask you to unmute. There we go. Thank you, Mwanda. Just got host privileges. Mr. Finley, King Finley, are you out there? If you can open us in prayer, that would be absolutely amazing. Let me know. If not, then we will find somebody else to do it. Okay, let me see. Let me bring King Clive up and let him open us in prayer then. King Clive, can you open us in prayer, please? Can anybody hear me? Nope. Okay. King Clive, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You can hear me. You can hear. Thank you so much, Lisa. Okay. Someone needs to open us up in prayer. Can someone unmute their mic and open us in prayer then? Nobody wants to do it. King Clive, Denzel Finley.
Heavenly Father, we thank you this evening for this gathering. We ask that you bless us, give us open minds so that we may get as much as we could, so that it not benefit us only, but our families and our friends. And we thank you for this product, dear Lord. We thank you for the persons who are educating us. And we ask that everything goes well in your name. Amen.
Amen and amen. Thank you, Ivy Charlton from Nassau, Bahamas, or from the Bahamas. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, my love. We appreciate you here at the Microbiome Project. So guys, I don't know if you've ever heard about it. I don't know if you've been on a call before with us, but every single week, we literally try to give you the microbiome in little snippets, and the guru of it, he rhymes and rhythms his way through. I mean, he gets into our hearts. He gets into our minds, and he makes us to really understand what this whole thing is all about. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up who I call the poet of health and the guru of the microbiome. And, we've coined a phrase here. That's the microbiome committee and team that works alongside of him. We call him Charlie of Charlie's Angels, because alongside him, Nurse Donnelly, and also Dr. Denise, we make it happen every single week, and we work together. Of course, we love to give thanks to Mwanda for all that he does, providing this amazing platform for us every single week and never asking for anything. So we want to say, Mwanda, thank you so much for that. We appreciate you. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up an amazing gentleman, my friend, my coach in the microbiome, the poet of health himself, King Clive, microbiome guru Campbell. Have you made it to the call?
Indeed, I've made it to the call. I somehow have somebody talking in my background, something on my computer. But can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay, fine. Yes, I heard when they asked me to pray, but somehow this computer switched to a different thing. I could hear you, but I couldn't open my microphone. And here it is. There's some YouTube.
Your microphone is touching something now. I don't know what you're doing with your microphone, but it keeps touching something, and so it's making a muffled sound.
Okay. All right.
There we go. That's better. That's much better. You can go.
Better.
Yes, sir.
All right. What I'm distracted by, as I was saying to you, I think I have a YouTube video open, and I'm trying to find which one. Excuse me a minute. Let me try to figure this. Could you just say something for me in the meantime, Dr. Wuthan? Because this. Can you
definitely.
Hear it?
Oh, no, we can't hear it. Only you can
can't hear it. Yeah, I'm hearing it, but
it's going to distract you.
Until I come
Yeah,
back.
it's gonna distract you. Not a problem. So guys, like you heard King Clive, we are here at the microbiome, and he's going to go into detail about what the microbiome is, what it does. But we want to let you know that we here at Sankey Global, we like to say this is powered by Sankey Global because majority and most of us here are distributors or persons that have heard about it through other people. And what you have found is that these are formulas that were created over 51 years ago with the microbiome in mind. That's what it was made for, to feed the microbiome. And one of the things that Dr. Behe Diaz felt, who is the scientific director of the company, our main company, which is Sankey Mayor, that's the science development and scientists and doctors behind our company. You know, his main thing was that in order to help the people, you must tell people the truth. And his philosophy is telling the truth to the people means allowing them to understand that, you know, God created a body to heal itself, but you must allow your body to get to a level of homeostasis, which I call purr, meaning just like a Mustang, you want to hear that Mustang purr. Your body has to get to that state of homeostasis. And in order, once that happens, then the body can start doing what God created it to do, which is heal itself. But before then, you know, sometimes havoc happens, chaos happens, because guys, the bacteria and germs that King Clive is going to speak to you about, sometimes just that little 1% that's they little gangsters, they just go off and carry on like they're crazy. And they literally take charge of the other 90% that's trying to do a good job. But, you know, I'm not the guru of the microbiome, and I know he's going to be coming on in a minute to share with you exactly what this microbiome is all about. But I need you to understand that as he speaks, be reminded of the 4 products that either a friend of yours has invited you to about, which is the Balage, the Crenu, the Inner 7, and the Hasaki, because these 4 products really make up the feeding of the microbiome and the balancing out of the microbiome. And they were made to literally, their food, first of all, I want people to understand that they are not some, they don't have any, what would I like to say? I don't want to, they don't have any extra medicine or anything. It's literally food for your body. So we need you to understand that, because a lot of persons say, well, will it do this and will it do that? There's no contraindicators to these products, and literally they are not going to conflict with stuff. Why? They have been made out of materials, ancient materials. In fact, olive leaf, you have the rosemary, you have the green tea, you also have the black beans. Guys, you'd be blown out the water what just black beans do. So, and we own all of the farms that our products come from. So King Clive, are you ready for me?
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much. Thank you for the great job.
I'm not good at running on.
Let me say welcome to all persons who have chimed in tonight, Jamaica time. I don't know, some say evening, some say night. But thank you for the effort you have made to be here. You could have been doing other things with your precious time, but we are happy that you have chimed in on this microbiome call. We are committed, ladies and gentlemen, to speak about the microbiome because we honestly believe it is the game changer. We believe that many of the issues people have in their tissues is as a result of not understanding, first of all, that you have a microbiome, and secondly, you don't realize that you have damaged it. A damaged microbiome is the greatest liability any human being can ever live with because of the role that it plays in the human body. So ladies and gentlemen, doctors, scientists, researchers, and ordinary folks, we are all learning together. The ground is level because many persons, including our medical practitioners, are just understanding the role of the bacteria in our body. So ladies and gentlemen, the reason God gave you a microbiome is because it's necessary. Okay, so this is my new phone that I was trying to silence. Okay, I did phone, please. Sorry about that. Anything that can happen tonight is just one of those nights that is happening. So God gave you a microbiome because it's necessary. Do you think that God is going to give you something and it's not necessary? Not at all. Anything that God gives to man is necessary, just like the tonsils, just like the appendix, just like the bile duct and gland. Many persons have had theirs removed because doctors simply do not understand the role of these things. They abuse what they don't understand. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are happy to be having this discussion so that we can have a better understanding of the human body. Can you imagine? We have been able to send men to the moon, and we have been able to send objects to Mars. Sorry, look how far Mars there. And we have been able to send objects to Mars to send back pictures and images of Mars. And we don't even understand ourselves. Isn't that amazing? So this call tonight is to help us to understand ourselves. So this microbiome that God gave us, it is not up for discussion as to why we need a microbiome. It is not to be debated about. You can't vote on this and by popular consensus decide if you want to have a microbiome or not. It is not for us to choose or refuse. It is damaged if we do not take care of it. And many of us are losing our health because the microbiome, that precious gift that God gives to man, it is damaged. So we can say to you, you have found yourself a cheerleader. When you don't feel like, when you don't have the energy, when you don't have the will, these guys in your body, they are cheering for you and they are cheering you on. I'll soon give you an idea what they do. The microbiomes, the microbes, rather, wants you well. Sick persons that die early cause the microbes to be sad. Because guess what? They would rather live inside of a human body than live on a rock. Because then they will worry about hydration, worry about food, and even protection. But you see, when they live on and inside the body, hey, this is nice. Constant hydration, hopefully constant food supply, protection. And so there's a trade-off. We will do things for you if you do certain things for us too. So we're trading off with these microbes. So Mark Twain a novelist, lived about 100 years ago. And he spoke about microbes. Yeah, do you imagine that? He spoke about microbes. And he wrote a book, My 3,000 Years Journey with Microbes. And he said in that book, these microbes are as necessary as the sunshine and the air that we breathe. Now, can you imagine that? How could he have learned that? Somebody suggested that there was a microbiologist in Connecticut. His name is Con, and somehow he was in Connecticut. That's nothing to do with his name, really, but he was there. And Mark Twain was in Connecticut at that certain time. So they are wondering if he would go down to the lecture hall and heard a series on microbes, because that gentleman was a microbiologist, and he might have heard some lectures. And he wrote My 3,000 Years Journey with Microbes and how they are as necessary as the air that you breathe, as necessary as sunshine. Now, another 100 years ago, Eli Metchnikoff, he is known as the father of probiotics, and he was a Nobel Prize laureate. He says that the majority of diseases begins in the gut, the digestive tract, when good bacteria are no more able to control bad bacteria. He said that, and he knew this 100 years ago. Now, Dr. John Gray, a psychologist that wrote the book, Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus, He said that in 2017, a remarkable discovery was made. He said that for every brain cell, you know, they call a brain cell a neuron. For every brain cell, which happens to be 100 billion of them in our skull, you have, are you ready for this? 7 bacteria that surrounds every brain cell. Why? To make the brain cell work effectively and efficiently. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So, ladies and gentlemen, without the bacteria in our brain, they cross the blood-brain barrier, we can't think smartly. We can't be intelligent without them. We can't look good. We can't feel good. We can't think well. Can you imagine we have lived to be able to say this about microbes that were basically considered, and up until now, the scum of the earth? Oh my word. Ladies and gentlemen, are you getting an idea of what we are talking about here? These microbes are not to be dissed. You must not let them feel small. You should not embarrass them. Because really and truly, when we consider ourselves to be a human being, medical science is saying we are really an ecosystem, a super organism. Some would say holobiome. Same things mean the same thing, that we do not have our bodies to ourselves. All this effort we are making to sterilize ourselves and to get rid of bacteria is an effort in futility. Because in trying to get rid of bacteria, what we are realizing, in essence, you're trying to get rid of who you are, what makes you up, what makes you function, what makes you tick. What a knowledge to come into, ladies and gentlemen. So God gave us these microbes because they are what? Necessary. They are necessary. And you might say to yourself, what are they necessary for? Well, I'm going to give you an idea what they're necessary for. But before I say that, I want you to begin to think of owning your microbiome. Own them. Don't try to destroy them. Don't try to ignore them. Don't try to get rid of them. Don't try to embarrass them. You must do what? Own them. Cause your microbiome to be happy and to be healthy. Don't look at what others are doing. You want your microbiome to be the healthiest microbiome you can afford, the happiest microbiome you can afford. Talk to them, care for them, improve them. I'm reading different articles these days, and what the articles are suggesting, you want to guess what? Talk to people and keep company with people who have healthy microbiome. So we want to be careful who we mingle with, who we associate ourselves with, who we talk with. We want to find out if their microbiome is healthy, and they suggest that you must get a dog, get a pet. Yes, all of a sudden, Bruno and Fido and Lassie have class now because we want to mingle with them to get their species of microbes in our body. Look at how the narrative has changed. We want to associate ourselves with more microbes, while one part of the fraternity is saying, get rid of microbes, destroy microbes, wash away microbes, sanitize away microbes, use gels and poison them away. Another section of the medical fraternity is saying, get as many microbes as possible, build the diversity. It's an amazing time for us to be alive and to hear and understand this narrative, ladies and gentlemen, because something obviously has shifted. And we are now realizing that we can't do without them. They are necessary for what reasons? To prevent high blood pressure, stroke, and heart attack. They are necessary to balance blood sugar and reverse diabetes. They are necessary to stop tumors and cancer. They are necessary to shrink fibroids and deal with endometriosis. They are necessary to balance our hormones, to reverse depression and anxiety. They are necessary to clear blocked blood vessels and the arteries and the capillaries. They are necessary, ladies and gentlemen. They are necessary to maintain a good up, proper functioning immune system so that we can fight COVID. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to have a compromised immune system in the height of COVID. Many persons are panicking, they are frantic, they are in a frenzy because their immune system is compromised and COVID is here. When you take the Sankey Global product and you know that your immune system is up and running, good up and proper, you don't fear and fret like others do because you know that your microbiome is in charge of your immune system. And if your microbiome is being maintained healthy, vibrant, fit, and strong, then it equates that your immune system is healthy, happy, vibrant, and strong. So we don't need to fear as others do. And we have heard of stories of persons who have contracted the virus. And we have some concoction between the Belage and the inner seven and the Connery fire. Ladies and gentlemen, we said COVID on fire and said, burn you out of fear. Fire upon you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have something to respond to the ravages of COVID. And therefore, we do not fret and we do not fear like everybody else because we get the thing there. We need the microbiome to improve our sleep quality and deal with insomnia. We need a proper good up running microbiome to reverse male impotence and prostate issues. We need microbiome to deal with inflammation, to sort out joint pains and discomfort, back pain, shoulder pain, all kind of pain and inflammation in your body. We need a microbiome. We need a microbiome to ease acid reflux and to address weight challenges. We need a microbiome. We need a microbiome to fix age-related memory loss and reverse Alzheimer's and other such type of dementia. We need a microbiome to sort out skin problems and ulcers and ease the discomforts in the human body. We need a microbiome to correct digestive issues like Crohn's disease, celiac disease, irritable bowel syndrome, diverticulitis, diarrhea, constipation, gas, bloating, gastritis. Can you imagine? We need the microbiome. We need the microbiome to fix leaky gut, which causes 95% of the diseases in our body. We need the microbiome, ladies and gentlemen, to make our medicine because man cannot make his own medicine. Somebody's asking about, is it fibroids or fibromyalgia? It went up so quickly. But whether fibroids or fibromyalgia, your microbiome makes your medicine. You know what is your medicine? Butyrate, acetate, propionate, and other types of amino acids, and makes all critical vitamins so that it can police your body. Let me tell you how beautiful this system that we're talking about is. The microbiome supervises the entire body. If it picks up along with your brain and your immune system, because there's a gut, brain, immune axis that whenever that is designed to balance the body, creates homeostasis. When this axis picks up an anomaly in the body, they dispatch things like metabolites to go there to fix it. If metabolites are set and it cannot fix the problem in reasonable time, you know what the microbiome does? Send a 5-star general bacteria to the site of damage to supervise the area of damage, to bring together the necessary stem cells and the other growth factors and healing factors to bring a remedy to that situation. Because that 5-star general knows him can't go home until the problems are. Ladies and gentlemen, do you understand how sophisticated and state-of-the-art and intelligent microbes are in the human body? Ladies and gentlemen, this is just amazing. These Sankey products support what the body wants to do, and that is why the Sankey products are amazing. These microbes are found in the placenta. They are found in the amniotic fluid that surrounds the placenta. They are found in the meconium, the first stool that the child passes. It's in the breast milk. More than 600 different types of bacteria is found in breast milk. And bacteria digest human milk oligosaccharide that puzzled doctors and scientists for centuries. Why is the breast making a sugar that the baby can't digest? You know what I'm saying? It's not for the baby. It's for the bacteria, them. It's for the bacteria. Human milk oligosaccharide is for the bacteria. And so it's amazing what this is. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have this intelligent, let me give a further idea of how intelligent the microbes are in the body. There is a particular bacteria called Lactobacillus reuteri that lives, of course, in the colon. When a woman is pregnant and reaches about the 9th month, it gets a text message. Might be it's an email because it's stepping up thing. Might be it's a tweet. And that bacteria jumps out of the microbiome in the colon and it goes into the blood, right on a uber blood vessel. When it reaches the breast nipple, it says, "I'm coming off here, please, sir," and sits in the breast nipple until the baby begins to be fed the breast milk. It is squirted into the baby and begin to help the baby to digest certain food and to protect the baby and protect the mother for 4 generations against breast cancer. That is just one of the 1,000 species of bacteria in the body that scientists are studying. And that is how smart Lactobacillus reuteri is. This gut bacteria weighs about 3 pounds, the same weight as the brain in your skull. 1/3 of the microbe in your microbiome is common to everybody. And 2/3 is unique to you. They identify you. Like, for example, in Jamaica, the area code is 876. Everybody have that. But are the 7 digits that make a Clive Campbell number. So when somebody dial that number, it's me, them get, and not you or somebody else. So the rest of the number is unique to you. So 1/3, 876. 2/3 is unique to you. It's an identity card that makes you separate and distinct, like a thumbprint, your fingerprint that makes you, ladies and gentlemen, do you understand the importance of microbes in the human body? We can't damage them. We can't destroy them. And microbes, bacteria, are 1,000 times smaller than human cells. So we are big, and we think says we run things. We are humans, yes, but powered by microbes. 100 trillion of them, ladies and gentlemen. And just like any organ in the body, the microbiome can be transplanted. Did you hear that right a while ago? Yes. You have liver transplant, kidney transplant, all kind of different transplant going on. There are people who are so sick. For example, a condition called Clostridium difficile. The name of the condition is the name of the bacteria that causes the condition. When somebody has Clostridium difficile, which sometimes is what they contract while in the hospital, we have to be careful enough what they contract when they go to hospital. Medical science doesn't have a job to deal with Clostridium difficile. So persons will be in hospital for 2 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. Everything them eat is like diarrhea, they can't keep it down. Do you know how to solve that problem in 90% of the cases successfully? As you suggested, you get feces from a healthy donor and place that feces in the rectum, through the rectum. And in 48 hours, those bacteria multiply and fix Clostridium difficile, and the person's able to leave the hospital in 48 hours. I kid you not. And we want to get rid of bacteria. You can do that if you want. But my bacteria, close to me, they're like my brother. Close to me, they're like my father. All my life, I prayed for knowledge like this. And I thank God I finally found it. Dr. Ruthan, I have to hand over to you to be continued. The story of bacteria.
Man, and I was like, man, you started to do that end rhyme. You know me, I was just getting into it. I was like, all my life. I was like, Lord, he gave for it.
Look at that.
Wow.
We
wow.
can't do without
Clive,
these
that
other guys.
information just, it blows my, I mean, it's amazing. Like they're there and they're going to be there for they've been there for centuries before us.
All is going to be there. Before you knew them. And here's Dr. Utan. You look in the mirror, you can't see them. You look on your skin, you can't see them. But they are around you like a cloud. They are on your skin like a second skin. They are in your, every time you breathe through your nostrils, they are in and out by the millions and billions. In your mouth, as I'm speaking, you can't see them, but they are going in my mouth, through my throat, into my lungs, and they're all over my lungs, all over my body. They're all over me, and they are keeping me alive. I feel them in my hands. I feel them in my feet. I feel them in my waist. They are all over me. They are my cheerleaders to keep me alive. Wow.
Wow. Listen, Clive, I mean, every week, people need to understand, like, you think, oh, well, they're just talking about the microbiome again. Every week I learn something new. Like without fail, it's another, just another 5 minutes, another 10 minutes. I'm listening and I'm like, hold on, I didn't hear that last week, or I didn't hear that a month ago, and it just like blows me away because it allows me to have understanding of my body. And like you say, these aren't things that that are shared in the doctor's office. No. When they don't sit down and tell us about this. Mm-mm. They don't tell us that there's an invisible force within us somewhere.
And guess what, Dr. Rutan? If what we are saying is not true, how long have we been talking like this? That from November last year?
Yes, sir. And nobody has come up against us, not a one.
Don't you think some bright person would come and say, I have done my research, and according to university, no, sir. Nobody can say that.
King Clive.
So, yes, Nurse Donnelly.
And Dr. Ruthan, I would love to chime in here.
Yes.
There's a physician, a pediatrician. The 3 of my children went to this pediatrician. This pediatrician, he's here in the Bahamas, but my first child was born in 2000, okay? Mm-hmm. And all the nurses loved for their children to go to this one pediatrician. He was out of Jamaica. You know why? He never gave those babies antibiotics unless it was extremely nasty. The baby would have a fever. All he would do is treat the fever. He never gave those babies antibiotics. You know why? Because it would have messed with the child's microbiome. And that was in 2000. This is 2021. So he knew this almost 21 years ago.
Yes.
And only for certain physicians would tell you this. Okay? So he said, if you start giving babies antibiotics from in the infancy stage, what happens? And this happens in nursing. And see, doctors don't explain this. This is why we tell people, please, Do not play with medication. Do not go in the backyard or go to Auntie Lou down the road and buy some antibiotics. Don't take other person's medication. Why? Because it messes with your microbiome. It breaks down your microbiome, your invisible guard. It breaks it down. So let's say, for instance, if you get a serious infection and you have to be hospitalized, what happens is they have 5 grades of antibiotics. They'll do the first set. If that don't work, they go up to the 2nd grade. Then they go up to the 3rd grade. Then they go up to the 4th grade. Then they go up to the 5th grade. And if they reach to the 5th grade, there's nothing that they can do for you. And what happens is people reach up to this 5th grade of antibiotics because from an infancy, in childhood, they just take antibiotics. If they have a cough, I have a cough, I'm going to take some antibiotics. You are killing yourself. You are killing yourself. And this is something some doctors, when you go to them, oh, you have a cough, you want antibiotics, they just write it up. But they're not telling you what goes on. Most physicians do not consume antibiotics unless necessary, especially those that work in the public sector in the Bahamas that I work with. They don't consume it, but they'll write it for you. Back to you.
Oh, Dr. Ruth Ann.
Wow, Nurse Donnelly, that was absolutely amazing. I think I'm frozen. Okay, I don't know if y'all can hear me. I think I'm having an internet issue right now.
Yeah.
We're hearing
Can you hear
you.
me? Okay, yeah, but Nurse Donnelly, that was absolutely amazing because, you know, like you said, it's always, let's prescribe the antibiotics for everything. And then even for women, when it comes down to us having the UTIs and the bladder infections, they throw those.
I'm happy to use that you said that. Most women, when it comes down to anything.
Now hold on now. Now hold on. Oh, no. Nurse Donnelly, no. You're not allowed to talk about that today. No.
Okay,
no,
all right.
No.
Okay, they gotta come back tomorrow for that.
Cause you see, guys, when y'all get us all started, then it just goes crazy. It'll go haywire. Nope, not
We can
allowed.
talk about that tomorrow. Come back to
Exactly.
Tomorrow,
Yeah, you gotta come back tomorrow.
Yeah, what happens with women's health when you take antibiotics?
Exactly.
Yes.
But guys, today we wanted to really focus in on glaucoma. We also wanted to focus in on weight gain, and we did this a few months ago, talking about weight loss. And I remember Dr. Denise broke it down for us. King Clive broke it down to us, how literally what's going on with your microbiome can sometimes be really fighting against your whole weight gain, weight loss. It be doing some things. But we wanted to share, before we went into the science and for everybody to really understand it, we wanted to share a testimony. We wanted a young lady to share a testimony about her dad and about her amazing, fantastic daughter, about their journey with the amazing, fantastic formulas that we have. And like we say, we like to call them technologies and formulas because that's what they are. And so without further ado, let me bring her up. Give me a second, guys. She has had the opportunity to utilize the products on her family. But I met this young lady, and when I was reading the short bio she sent me, I was like, this can't possibly be. But I met this young lady like over, 13 years ago? 14, 15 years ago, when her and I both did early childhood education together. And yes, I'm an early childhood education teacher. Like, I know people say, oh, that's why you're animated. But guys, listen to me. This lady is a single mother to an amazing, fantastic, phenomenal 14-year-old daughter. She's been 20 plus years owning a preschool and nursery called Stepping Stones Christian Preschool here in Freeport, Bahamas. She's also the owner of Vegan's Kitchen Cafe, vegan and vegetarian meals and more. She is a phenomenal meal planner as well. She's been doing this for years, guys. She is a twin, and She is a phenomenal cook. You know, I like my food, so she's a phenomenal cook. But her main thing is studying the Word of God and understanding it and truly living by the principles and values of it. But I want to bring to the forefront this amazing, phenomenal individual. Like I tell you, I've known her for years. So Nina Stubbs, have you made it to the call? And we want you to share your testimony with us.
Pleasant good evening. Thank you, family, friends, and new beginners. Nina Stubbs here. Let me just correct something with Dr. Ruth Ann. I don't think she wants you guys to know how old she is, but it has been at least 16 years of going to the school, not 13 or 14.
Stop lying. Oh, she's lying, guys. Don't listen to her.
Yeah, so add it up and then you'll figure out the age. But yeah, but I'm very excited as usual to be here to share my testimony for both myself, my dad, and my daughter. But I'm going to first start with my dad. I know a few persons are on the line, probably they know me, but wouldn't know how long my father would have been suffering from glaucoma. He would have been suffering it for pretty much over 10 years. And in the 10 years of him suffering from glaucoma, he would have had persons that would have had it after him that have probably went blind, did major, numerous operations, and of course can't see. And of course, like Dr. Ruth Ann said, in my case, my entire family, we tried to stick to the Word of God, which is pretty much believing in what the Bible says, which is the healing of the nation, which is, you know, the seeds, the fruits, the greens, things like that. So we try our best to, not that we don't need our medical doctors, but we try our best to use it as a last resort. In his case, persons would have said to him, operation. No, we did everything we can, to the point that it was a gentleman that we were actually hooked onto, that when I spoke to Dr. Franco about my situation, my daughter, my dad, he would have said to me, yeah, me and him worked hand in hand for years, pretty much the same thing. So we know we were going the right path when Dr. Franco said that. However, we would have started this product probably about 2 months now. When we first started, my dad would have just come off a detox. And of course, if you listen in on the Zoom calls and with Dr. Franco talking about the health part of it, and the King Clive and all those stuff, you'd hear about the cleaner the temple is, the faster and the better you will see results. Not saying that you don't see it, but in my father's case, he was like a prime example. He would just came off a detox, and literally that day he came off the detox, that night he would have started it. So that morning when he got up, he said he started to feel sensation in his eye. And I'm like, man, I always hear everybody talk about this third day, but this is like the first day. So what's going on? So then in my mind, I was like, okay, is that a good sign? So he said, yeah, I haven't felt sensation in my eyes in years. Like, I don't know what it is to feel my eyes burning or tingling or anything. So I said, okay, look at God, that's the first day. So by the second day, back and forth to work, not second day, third day, back and forth to work, I think it was my sister, however, someone brought to my knowledge, say, hey, you know, Daddy said he can see these high colors now, which was yellow and pink and what's that? So I said, what do you mean? In my mind, I know my dad was seeing certain colors, but it was very blurry, but it didn't add up to me why she was so excited about it. Until she explained that the eye that the doctor claimed that was blind, which at this time it would have been blue. To him, it was blue, blind, couldn't see it. And the next eye was blurry. It's the eye that was supposedly diagnosed from an eye doctor, don't want to call any names, that he's blind in this eye. So I'm like, hold on, blind in this eye, but you can see blue, purple, pink and yellow and whatever. Seriously, what? Third day? Okay, so look at God. All right, awesome. So by the end of that week, for the most part, between myself, my daughter, my sister, we would, rotate and assisting my dad and helping him prepare his meals, things like that, because we don't want him to get himself hurt and all that stuff, can't see certain things and what's not. So this particular, I think it was a Sunday, because normally Sunday we would stay in, and I heard this noise in the kitchen and I smelled this amazing scent. And, I was like, okay, probably my sister's cooking or my brother-in-law. When I got up, lo and behold, I came to the kitchen to meet my dad cleaning up a mess. So I said, Daddy, what are you doing? Oh, I was just making me some breakfast. And I said, huh? And I'm looking like, okay, the house is not on fire. This is not burning down. What's going on? So I was like, what? So he said, yeah, I was just making me something to eat. I was like, Daddy, you literally went to the stove and made something to eat. He's like, yeah. And I was like, huh? So I said, okay, look at God. So by, I think it was the second week now, we start getting more good news that things that my dad was not able to see, simple as telling, looking through the window and can see beyond through the fence or beyond this or however, every day it's been major improvements to the point where I was talking to Ruth Ann and I said, this morning when I was getting up, I watched my daddy, he was doubling up on his in the sevens. So I said, Daddy, you must take all this. So he said, yeah, see all the mucus coming out of the eye. I can feel all the mucus. So he's very excited about his improvement. And we're also excited because we have faith in not just the products, but we have faith that between God and the products and everything else is a miracle. And it will, I'm speaking, by the end of this year, my father would be not completely healed because it's a long process, but he would be to the point where he can at least completely fend for himself for the most part. And then it comes the amazing part about my daughter. My daughter, like Ruth Ann said, she's 14, and I think from she was, let's say anywhere between 5, I would have noticed my daughter was just gaining weight. And of course, me, sticking to trying to eat as healthy as I can. Like I told Dr. Ruth, and I said, I'm not one of those parents that went out and bought cases of chips and cookies and puddings and things like that to say, well, have snacks for my daughter. I didn't do those things. My mom and anybody could tell you, my daughter favorite dish back then, I mean, she still enjoys it now, was salad. I went and I bought fruits and I, bought organic this and whatever, just to try to control what's going on in her weight. And I did everything that I can. I tried to the point where I got to the point where my daughter, I felt that I was forcing her to do, of course, as a child, but she didn't want to. And I was like, okay, I give up, not in that way, but in a way where I say, okay, Lord, you're going to open the door and something is going to happen. And the year of the pandemic, I took her to now an adult doctor, because before she was going to a pediatrician all that because of her age. And I said to this doctor, gave the doctor everything that I went through and all this stuff. And I said, I can't do it. I need some help. I don't know what's going on. Everything I try, my daughter's gaining weight. My daughter at 14, back then, before Sankey, she was over 200 pounds. She's under it now, thank God. And I went to her and I told her what is what, and I explained, and she said, your daughter's body is not apparently, but it's insulin resistant, where anything that she takes when it comes to carbs and all the sugar, she doesn't know how to, well, not her, but her body doesn't know how to break down. When I heard about the Sankey product, and I know a few family members that has diabetes and stuff gave such amazing reviews about it, I said, you know what? It's not going to hurt me to try it. And I tried it. Within 1 week, a proud mother can say, within 1 week, without my daughter even exercising, I'm not telling you not to exercise, within 1 week, my daughter was able to lose, I think it was 4 pounds in 1 week. And ever since then, she's been shedding weight, and she's just loving it, because it allows her to be the teenage girl that she wants to be, which is, of course, that nice shape and, of course, the proper weight and all that stuff. And then the best part about it is she has so much energy that it's so shocking till I sometimes get annoyed. So that's my father's amazing testimony, my daughter's amazing testimony. I will give you mine at my time when it comes. So thank you and have a blessed night.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Nina. That was simply amazing. Guys, like all we're asking you to do is simply try it. Like literally, this is food for your body. We own the farms that these products are made in, like all of the rosemary, the olives, the green tea, the black beans. We own the farms in Japan. We own the farms in Italy. We own the farms in Spain. The cacao, we own the farms in Mexico. So guys, we are telling you that we know what's going in the soil. Some of the olive trees, they're over 2,000 plus years old. Some of them are over 2,500 years old. Like King Tim's son says, we got the Jesus juice over here, baby. So guys, you have to understand the power of these products. And now we're not negating God. Even our scientific director says, allow the body to do what God created it to do. He doesn't say what my products created it to do. No, he doesn't say that. He says, allow the body to do what God created it to do. And so these team of scientists down in Okinawa, Japan, you know, they looked at the centenarians. That was their main goal. They looked at these centenarians, and in looking at the centenarians, they wanted to know, well, why do they live so long? Why do they live so long? And not only do they live long, man, they living good. They don't have any creaks in their bodies, no cracks, no pains. What's going on? And guess what they found, guys? Guess where it all lied? In the gut. They found that if you had this fermentation process going on, guess what? It was able to do what God created it to do, which is heal itself and allow none of all these degenerative diseases to get in. And so literally, this team of doctors and scientists, they decided to regenerate the same fermentation process on the outside of the body. So that's why they took 40 years. Guys, these products weren't just made and flung out into the open, you know. 40 years. 40 years of science and technology and testing and trials, which we have all of the research manuals to prove what we're talking about. We have patented formulas. We have an advanced delivery system to go into your body. So when we come to you, we're not coming to you half-stepping, not at all. We are coming to you with arsenal loaded to say, guys, you got to try these products, man. You got to try these products. So I want Dr. Joy Piera, Dr. Denise, my AKA, my tribe member, to come on and speak to regarding that insulin resistance and regarding glaucoma, and just speak to how do you see these products assisting, and how have they been able to assist so quickly? Are you out there, Dr. Denise?
Oh, yes, I'm here. Great night, super evening to you guys from wherever part of the world you are. I am so excited in hearing the information that is being brought forward, how the body is regenerating and healing itself, renewing itself. You know, in our words, in my world, we don't say healing and we don't say cure. We use reverse, recover, and restore. And these are exactly what the products do. Pancreatitis, insulin resistance, pancreas not producing the insulin to break down your glucose when you eat a meal after 1 hour, you know, all of these things. And I always say that the body gets a little rusty because when these microbiota, I don't want to sound too scientific for you guys who are new on the call, but the microbiota is the, sorry, just got distracted there a bit. The microbiota is those bacteria and microbiomes that helps to regulate and break down the enzymic function in the body. So this is how the body works. When the body do not break down the enzymes and amino acids, which we'll be talking about just now from those products on screen that's going to explain that. When your enzymic function is low or slow, it means these 3 organs that regulate your glucose, your carbohydrates, your lipids, when these enzymes don't produce in the liver, pancreas, gallbladder, what tends to happen, digestion gets very slow. So your bile that comes out from the liver together mixing with the gallbladder and to help break down the cholesterols and all of that give rise to glucose levels being high in the system. So we hear these terms saying we are insulin resistance, meaning that type 2, their body is not producing the insulin to break down at that time of, when you eat a meal. And hence the reason these sugars start storing in your body and we start getting weighty all around the waist. You're having yeast problems, candida arising. You heard King Clive talk about the microbiome and these bacteria that get out of hand. He talked about the female, what happens there. And when these biomes, these microbiotas get out of hand, that's what starts to happen. And I don't want to get into details. We're just talking about the glaucoma and the, glucose levels in the body. So all of these things will start to give rise to high sugar levels in your system, which is the yeast candida, and these can go deep tissue. When they go deep tissue, there is where you have the problem. So what these products do, meaning when it goes deep tissue, it means that you might be using insulin, you might be trying to eat healthy and so forth, and it just hitting that barrier and not getting straight into the tissues. And some of these yeast and microbes hide there. So they just, happy and screaming out, wow, wow, you can't touch me. But what these products do, it works nanoparticles in the system, which simply means that it is formulated with the technology to break that blood barrier, get into the pancreas, get deep into the tissues, and start cleaning out, start repairing, and start regulating these cells that has gone rogue in the body that I normally say, and it will start to regulate and do what it's supposed to do. Folks, these are food. This is nutrition. This is a formulation, a food that is going to help work and target the degenerative cells without interfering with the good cells in the body, to start the work of causing these cells now to do what it's supposed to do by the formulations that it was formulated with. I'm not sure if I answered this correctly, Dr. Rutan. You back over to you, my darling.
That was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Dr. Denise. I just wanted persons to understand, behind what happens in glaucoma and weight gain from the sugar levels. But guys, we have a Sankey system. We call them the 4 fantabulous products. And so me and my team, all of us, we're going to break down what the products do. And so our Belage, we like to call it Belle Age or Beautiful Age, Bella, beautiful. And guys, this turns the clock, okay? This is a morning shower. This improves blood circulation. This gets in. This is nanotechnology, guys. It immediately gets in with an advanced delivery system. So you don't have to worry about, how long is it going to take? It immediately gets into the blood stream. It's able to permeate the eye wall barrier as well as the brain barrier. This is important because of anxiety, of depression coming out from the gut. You heard King Clive earlier talking about this gut, okay? And then permeating the brain barrier. You're thinking about dementia, Alzheimer's. The brain needs hydration and sometimes it's missing it. And this is when these different diseases or diseases start to set into the body. But the Belage is going to assist with that. But it also increases hydration at the cellular level. Like I said, the brain is going to increase that hydration all the way to your brain barrier, guys. And as for me, persons that know that my eyes started to open back up, eye wall barrier. Not everything is able to permeate eye wall and brain barrier, but the formulations have been formulated just for that, to make sure it can go through the entire body and do what it needs to do. It also activates our body's antioxidants and it increases energy production naturally. You are going to find, if you're lethargic, if you're feeling tired, if you're knocking, like we say in the Bahamas, diving conch at your desk, you need Belage. And we always try to tell persons, but sometimes people don't hear us. If you want to start somewhere on our product system, start with the Belage. It will start moving through the body. It will start cleaning out. It looks at the body. It's literally, the scientists in Okinawa, Japan, and Spain, and in Italy and France, they coined it the intelligent force. That's what they coined these products, the formulations. And the reason for that is because the way they made it is that the products actually go in like with a clipboard kind of thing and say, okay, Ruthann, what's going on? Let's see what we need to deal with first. And it literally starts ticking off the list and starts working on it. And so what you find happening is a retracement starts happening. Retracement sometimes can be just a little bit more pain because in order to get to it, you must go through it. And so sometimes people be like, oh no, child, I don't, no, listen, just keep on going. I have been in many valleys whilst taking these products, but guess what? I'm constantly coming up on the hill because you have to have a retracement to then have healing or recovery. And then it goes again. And then the next level. So then it then ticks that off of the checkboard. So let's see what's next. So this is where we start. Start if you don't start anywhere else with our products, guys, start with the Belage. Dr. Denise, Inner 7.
Sorry about that. I'm talking and phone is off. Inner 7 is the formulation of NS7 is over 60 plus minerals that goes micro circulation and macro circulation absorption into the cells. All right, it improves the transit and increased feelings of tiredness, supports your balance in your pH, supports body fat burning, supports hormone balance and diabetes parameters. It also helps in breaking down your glucose, supports relaxation and healthy nervous system. These minerals are so important, especially magnesium, to name a few: magnesium, calcium, potassium, zinc, copper, selenium. All of these wonderful minerals are actually the building blocks of the cells, which actually absorbs in the red blood cells. So anything that you put into your body, it can be absorbed and displaced through the body as nutrition and give the body the nutrients that passes through in the system, through the lymphatic system, as well as the circulatory system. And what magnesium does, folks, magnesium converts blood sugar to energy. It is a natural anti-stress agent. It also attracts water to the intestines as soon as digested and reduces constipation. I had to see, persons who are like dehydrated. You might have family members who are dehydrated and they might be drinking loads of water, but yet their cells are dehydrated. So the magnesium is going to help them when they absorb it into their body. It will make them feel thirsty for water. So it will help in the colon, reduces the constipation and all of that comes about when not drinking enough water. Calcium also helps reduce the body's acidity. When the body gets acidic, it draws from the bones, the fingernails, the blood draws it from the body to alkaline the blood, because the blood has to give life at all times. So what tends to happen when this is drawn from the body, it rarely absorbs back into the cells. So you have to get vitamin K2 to help it reabsorb back into the cells. And the calcium, once it's in its supply, it will help the body to become pH balanced back and reduce the acidity. Selenium has the effect on vitamin C. It protects at microcirculation level. The potassium regulates the heart and muscle, very important for nerve degeneration and all of these in the tissues and in the muscles of the body, and it promotes smooth transition of signals along the nerve endings. Persons who have suffering with osteochondrosis, chondrosis, and also compression of nerves, and all of that is going to help in that. And copper, that regulates the blood cholesterol. So there you have it in a nutshell, and most importantly, improves digestion. Back over to you, Dr. Rutan.
Wow, thank you so much, Dr. Denise. King Clive, Hasaki, take us away.
Thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, here we have Hasaki, dietary supplement powder with attitude. We have never had a product come into the market with so much attitude as the Hasaki. And I'm going to give you some reasons why. Here is a product, ladies and gentlemen, that improves protein absorption by 20%, utilizing the Bovia technology. This is a technology that is patented. It's a technology that is protected, because it's a technology that the world has never seen before, and it's 30 to 40 years ahead of its time. Hasaki is not your ordinary supplement powder, ladies and gentlemen. It comes to your body with attitude. So it improves protein absorption, and it's necessary for protein to be absorbed and for persons to benefit from additional protein, especially as they age, as they begin to lose muscle mass, as many persons begin not to digest so well that they lose protein. But here comes a product that is guaranteed for you to improve protein absorption by at least 20%. Ladies and gentlemen, it increases the oxidation of fat. We have fat all over our body that is causing some issues in our tissues. Fat in our blood vessels, cholesterol fat, fat all over the body, around the midsection. Fat, ladies and gentlemen, that slim people believe that they are okay and that they don't have the fat issues that people who are looking fatter on the outside has. but there's a thing in medical science called tofu. Thin on the outside, but fat on the inside. So here's what's happening. A lot of slim looking people dying at the same rate and pace as the other persons who look obviously fat. Because the fat may not be protruding on the outside, but the fat is sitting around your liver, sitting around your heart, sitting around important organs in the body, and is stifling the organs in the body. Here comes an intelligent product, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that is oxidizing that fat and removing unwanted, unnecessary fat from places in the body that is causing a problem. Ladies and gentlemen, intelligent nutrition at its best. But here the third point, it provides energy to trillions of mitochondria. Let us remind ourselves that the mitochondria is that portion of the cell that generates energy. If the cell is not able to generate energy, the cell cannot protect itself. If there is damage to the nucleus of the cell, it cannot protect it from free radical damage that oftentimes causes damage to the nucleus of the cell. If the cell is damaged, it might cause mutation. If mutation starts, it can lead to cancer. The cell doesn't have enough energy to induce what they call apoptosis, which is to program a damaged cell to die. And therefore the cell hangs around and causes a cascade of problems. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes a product that is going to provide energy to the mitochondria so that they have the necessary ammunition to be able to work the way that they are to work to protect your body in the way your body has to protect it, because your body have the right amount of energy. Don't have to depend on 10 cups of coffee. Don't have to depend on energy drinks. We have them by the dozens nowadays. And we don't have to depend on donuts and cakes and shakes and all kind of other sweet stuff, because your mitochondria is now producing the right amount of energy for the cell to survive and thrive. Ladies and gentlemen, this is high science. That mitochondria takes care of the cell. But here comes something now that takes care of the microbes in the body, because it nourishes the microbiota. So it has a microbiome with what? 596 different metabolites. Ladies and gentlemen, we have never had a product that cares more for bacteria in your body than Asaki. It's a first because the scientists studying the Akonawans realized the secret to health is in the gut, as Hippocrates said. And therefore, they realized that every cell in the body, human and non-human cells, must be fed in order for the body to be happy, healthy, vibrant, and stable. So, ladies and gentlemen, round of applause, standing ovation for the best product on the market today. And this product alone could have taken Sankey Global to the billion-dollar level and beyond. Make sure you get your Asaki, if not tonight, by morning, in your body to repair your microbiome and refresh your mitochondria. Back over to you, Queen, Dr. Denny.
Wow, wow, wow. I absolutely love it. Nurse Darnley Adley, take us away with the Cronwy Fire.
Good night. Sorry about that.
No problem.
I love to anchor with this because it's time for everyone to go to sleep. So let me just talk about.
Someone fell asleep.
Oh, sorry. My mic got muted. I do apologize. You know, I'm the sleep nurse. I'm the night nurse, you know. So let's talk about the Canoe Fire. The Canoe Fire. This, I love to anchor with this because, guys, if you don't have this in your house after this talk, guess what? You're out of luck tonight. So guess what? It's best for you, after I finish talking about this product, to get back to the person who invited you to this call and make sure you have this for the next call. The Canoe Fire It increases thermogenesis to remove fatty tissue, reduces the absorption of calories in sugars and carbs, gastric protection, and anti-oxidation. Okay. Now, with this granule, it contains something called auxiliary night reset. And you would want to know, okay, what are you talking about when it comes down to auxiliary night reset? Well, auxiliary night reset is actually contains 3 products. It's the rosemary, the olive leaf, and black beans. So the company decided to take the 2 of them together and make that compound called auxiliary night reset, which actually burns fat, and it does it while you're sleeping. And also it helps to prevent things like cancer. Okay, you're saying, Royce, what are you talking about? All right. Well, with the green tea is a natural sedative. The L-theanine in green tea increases GABA, which is a relaxant and a mood enhancer for your body. All right, so it sets you up for sleep. And then you have the rosemary. The rosemary is also a highly effective sedative, and it's especially beneficial for sleep when consumed right before bedtime. That's why you need to take a hot cup of this after this call. So, you know, when we look at the auxiliary night reset, not only does it have the green tea and the rosemary, it also has black beans. Black beans have something really important in it for those of us who especially suffer from insomnia or do not sleep at night or do not get enough sleep. It's called melatonin. Melatonin is a hormone primarily released by the pineal gland at night and has long been associated with the control of sleep and wake cycle. Okay, so when you take our black beans have melatonin, that hormone. And guess what? For you ladies and guys out there, because not only ladies get breast cancer, I've nursed men who had breast cancer, men who died from breast cancer. So guys, not only do women get breast cancer, women, make sure check your husband, check your brothers, check your sons. They can get breast cancer as well. And a lot of persons don't know that you can get breast cancer by the lack of this melatonin. All right. So they decided to add the black beans to give you that melatonin and that sedative reaction. But black beans also maintain healthy bones. It lowers blood pressure. It manages diabetes. It wards off heart disease. It prevents cancer. And it gives you healthy digestion when it collaborates with the Hasaki, and it aids in weight loss, guys. This is what we have here at Sankey Global, right inside that little red box called the Canoe. So back to you, Dr. Ruth.
Wow, wow. Guys, that was simply fantastically phenomenal. So guys, as you can see, you heard about the microbiome. You heard an incredible testimony by Queen Nina Stubbs. And then you heard the breakdown of our fantabulous 4 formulas. Guys, we have the research manuals to show you. And they are there for persons that need to know, and you have your doctors and your different persons that need to see this information in order to understand more, or really to know that there's science behind what we're talking about. If that is you, then you can get back to the person that brought you to this call and let them know that you're getting on board and you've joined and you need this information to be able to pass it on to those to make informed decisions. We are in the JAMA, which is the Journal of American Medicine. We do have the BSCG stamp of approval, guys. That means there's no drugs, certified drug-free in our products. So this is for the athletes, because, you know, oftentimes in the microbiome project and movement, you hear us talking about sickness, illness, but it's not just for that. You know, Dr. Bahia Diaz the other day on a call, he said, you know, he really wanted to make these products to make you superhuman, because he wants you to know that you can live past the 70 if we deal with that gut. If the gut is taken care of, you can keep going. You know, there's a presentation that Dr. Franco does, and he speaks about all the people in the Bible and the years that they lived. And as it got closer and closer to where we are now, the years dwindled less and less because we decided to change our diet. We decided to add more meat. And no, we're not trying to make everybody vegan and, you know, all of it. No, we're not trying to do that. But we're just saying, you heard Queen Nina say, just making better, healthy lifestyle choices. You know, you'll hear Dr. Franco talk about try it 3 days out of the week. Add some more salads. Put a small salad in your diet every day. Eat an apple with every meal, he always says. And guys, we are a blue ocean strategy because we have created a highway all on our own. We do not, you know, abide by anybody else's rules. We are all on our own because we have targeted the microbiome in the body. You know, we have targeted this microbiome in the body. So guys, I want to say, please, please, please get back to the person that brought you this call. If you're interested in being a customer, great, awesome. Speak to that person that invited you. If you're an individual that likes to save money, become a Prime member. A Prime member simply means that you're going to pay $49 for a year for the membership, and you're going to receive 25% off of your products. That's all it means. And guys, if you do over $180 worth of products, you're going to get free shipping. So these are things that you can do. And when you do over the $180, you're going to receive free shipping because that's a 12-day supply free of the Balage and the Cranouille that you can share with people. So this is something that you can do, either be a customer or be a Prime member, which is absolutely incredible. But if you're that individual that says, I need to lock arms quickly now, hurry, because I don't know, but this is what I've been looking for. And if that is you, guess what? Once again, get back to the person that brought you this call, because by now you've decided you want to be a journey pioneer, just as I am, King Clive, Dr. Denise, Nurse Donnelly is, you know, Nina Stubbs. All of us are journey pioneers. We are in this together, going down the road and utilizing these products and just sharing the good news. You know, I think it's Mr. Finley, and I think there was somebody else, Mr. Ebanks always says, and even I can't remember the other gentleman's name. He always says, just share the good news. Just like you share the good news of the Bible, this is good news as well, because we are here to assist and aid in reversing, recovering, and restoring persons' bodies through these amazing technologies, these supplements. And no, we're not saying they're God and that they, you know, they're miracle powers. No, we are saying that they were created to do, you know, just what they are to do, which is bring the body back to homeostasis so that the body can do what God created it to do. So, like I said, get back to the person that brought you this call, and they will definitely be able to assist you with what needs to be done. Back to you, King Clive.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Queen Dr. Ruth Ann. And I want to thank all the other persons who chimed in to speak about the product and to provide information, as both Dr. Donnelly and Dr. Denise did. So, ladies and gentlemen, I checked at one time and I saw 195 persons on the call. Yesterday, we appealed to you to say, give us 200. You did 195, you passed the test. Here's what's going to happen for tomorrow night in the trilogy. We want 500 persons on the call tomorrow night. So if Jamaica does 100, Trinidad and Tobago does 100, Bahamas 100, USA, Canada 100, and the other Caribbean islands, BVI and Barbados and so on. Sorry if I missed out your name. Ladies and gentlemen, if each of us come to the call with 100 persons, we would have met our target goal of 500 persons. That's going to be a record for us. Please, please, please start sending out the messages from tonight. Who are we going to be speaking to? Ladies, ladies, ladies in particular, and the men that love their women. Please come to the call tomorrow night, because we're going to be talking about fibroids. So many women speaks about fibroid related issue. And we know that it has become a pandemic in our different countries, fibroids. Now, ladies also who have given birth to children via C-section, or if you were born C-section, or if you don't know for sure, please come. If you were exposed to antibiotics early, before 3 years old, 5 years old, please, you need to be on the call. Women with bacterial vaginosis, uterine fibroids, ovarian cysts, hormonal imbalances, anything that relates to what you go to a gynecologist about. You might even want to invite your gynecologist to come to the call also, because you're going to be hearing information from the medical panel that you have never heard or you don't hear unless you come on these calls. So the microbiome call continues tomorrow night. It's a special week this week, and wait tomorrow night until you hear about next week. You're going to be touching the roof. So we're hitting it hard. We're hitting it hard, ladies and gentlemen. So please come out tomorrow night. We start at, is it 7:30, Dr. Ruth Ann? We
Yeah,
start
7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. And guess what, Clive? We have our ambassador for the Caribbean on the call. You know, she's raring to go again. So it's gonna be awesome to hear her speak. So,
Whoa,
Queen Beverly! Woohoo!
Oh, lady,
Hey,
yes,
hey,
yes.
drums.
wow, 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 wow,
Wow.
wow.
Oh, Queen Bev, you're gone. You know, Queen Bev is having to stand in a
Wow, I
certain
miss
place.
you guys so. Wow, these informations that were shared.
Yeah,
Oh my God,
We losing you, Bev.
boy,
We
you
can't
know
hear
my
you.
bush, Clive.
yes,
Okay, are you hearing me again?
yes.
Okay, amazing, amazing. Wow, wow, guys, I'm here listening. It's quite a while I haven't been on the call, but you know, my heart is right here with all of you. My heart is right here, and I'm listening to Sir Clive. I listen to Nadia. I listen to you, Dr. Ruth and Dr. Joy. I am just overwhelmed with the information this evening. I'm just overjoyed. And, you know, I'm going to continue. Sir Clive, are you hearing me well, sir?
Yes, please.
Good. I am going to continue to repeat this until all 161 persons on this call get it. Guys, if you fail to plan, you have already planned to fail. This is my new motto. I have to preach it. When you fail to plan for your health, you are hurting yourself. You are hurting your family. You are hurting the society. You are hurting God, because you must be the stewards of your body. When you fail to plan for your wealth, we are going to die for hunger based on what is happening around here. Sankey Global has given us a system which save ourselves time, energy, and money, because that's the acronym for system, so that we can better take care of both ourselves and our families. Guys, you don't understand how serious this is. And, you know, there are persons on this call might leave this call and say, I'm going down the road to ask, you know, somebody what they think. My question to you, how are you going to ask somebody who don't know? Mike, and I want to also tell you this, when you align yourself with persons who are broke, if you align yourself with 10 broke persons, know that you are going to be the 11, 12, and 13 broker than they are. When you align yourself with persons who don't come on these calls to get the information, do their research, I'm telling you, you will be as dumb as them. Guys, I know a lot of you right here on the call know the situation with my mom. And as you know, from time to time, Dr. Rutan would say, God allow things to happen. My mom is one of those persons who did not listen. She did not. I have given my mom so much supplement. What she don't sell, she give them away, or she put them down in a corner until when they expired. What is happening to my mom now? My mom is in the hospital over 3 weeks now in a coma. But you know what, guys? The doctor gave up on her over 3 weeks now. The doctor basically looked me in the eyes and said, better you go plan for the funeral, because your mom is very ill, and there is absolutely nothing that we as the medical fraternity can do for your mom again. So the doctor looked at me and he said, you look like a strong girl. I can tell you the truth. We can't do anything. I said, Doc, I have some products that I want you to look at. He said, I don't have a problem. I'll take a look at them. The doctor sat with me over half an hour and he went through the clinical studies. Are you hearing me out there? He went through the clinical studies of Sankey Global and he was given the nod, the nod, the nod, the nod. I believe that his head was going to drop off. I was staring him in the eye. I said, Doc, what? He said, these products. He said, I love. He did not say he like. He said, I love the ingredients that I'm seeing, but I want to see, I want to know who are the person who sanctioned these products. Let me see your clinical studies. And when he looked at it, he said, I am comfortable as a medical doctor to write these in your mother's docket for her to start get them. Are you hearing me, someone? My mom has been on the Belage and the Belage and the Inner 7, they put it in. Now she's blinking them. Are you hearing me? I am now mixing the Asaki and putting it underneath her tongue, and she's drinking up to a bottle now. My mom is still here.
Wow.
She's still with me. And I know, based on what I saw 3 weeks ago, my mom was as swollen as a jackfruit. She big like something, like a balloon that was about to burst. And since she started getting the Inner 7 and the Belage, that swollen has gone. That the swelling went down within 2 days of them putting that in her drip. 3 days after putting it in her drip, she opened her eyes and looked at her husband. I know that when I speak, my mom is hearing me. I saw something one day last week while I was feeding her with the Asaki. There was a lot in her mouth under her tongue, and it seems as if she did not swallow that yet. And when I was trying to put in some more, it's like she locked her mouth tight to say to me, allow me to swallow this now. And I started to laugh. I said, Mom, you did not drink it while you could, but you are going to drink it now, because if it means that you are going to stay with me a few more days, and even if you should go, I know that I've done everything possible. Guys, you have moms on this call, you have aunt on this call, you have dad on this call. We have a responsibility. My mom was not living with me. She lived all the way in the country, so I was not able to monitor her and to ensure. There are some of you right on this call now who you are taking the Sankey Global products, but other members in your house are not taking it because you are not ensuring. Let me tell you something. Find a way to put it in the food. Find a way to put it in the juice. Stop putting sugar in the juice for the kids. Stop using salt on their boiled eggs. Use some Inner 7. Put the Asaki in the blender. Put it inside there. Put a piece of papaya, a banana, blend it, and stop giving the children sausage that make out of plastic for their breakfast in the morning. Let me tell you something. These products are so tasty that you can give it to the kids and they don't even know that they're getting it, because the products are lovely. Guys, again, when we fail to plan, we are not only failing ourselves, we are failing God. We are failing our families. We are failing our caregivers, the people who need to take care of us, because I can tell you that driving, some of the time when I leave work and to drive into the country, I'm coming back in the night. But I have to do that for my mom, because she would not. And I'm not saying to you that By taking the Sankey Global products, you will never get sick or you are not going to die. We are all going to die because once you make an entrance into this world, the exit door is waiting. But it's one thing I know for sure, that by taking the Sankey Global products, I am not going to die kicking and screaming. I'm going to die beautiful. I'm going to live like the centenarians. I'm going to live with all of those maladies, those Marley gripe and fluxy complaint. And we right here have a responsibility in this company to share this message of good news to the entire world. Don't be like my mom who did not listen. Remember that the caregivers are the persons who are feeling it when you don't listen. So guys, I want to close again. And as I said, right now, this is my motto. This is my mantra. This is what I'm living by now. I am planning. I am using the Sankey Global system to plan for excellent health. And I am also using the Sankey Global system to plan for even a better wealth. Back over to you, Dr. Rutan.
Well, you know, we have missed you, Queen Bev. Boy, we've missed that. We've missed hearing your voice. So it's absolutely amazing to hear you again. But I'm going to hand it back over to King Clive to close us out.
Okay, thanks. Just to remind, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have Nina Stout to return tomorrow night with the second part of her tremendous testimony, how these products help with fibroids. So all women with fibroids and other such related situations, please come on the call tomorrow night. So as we close in prayer right now, let's give God thanks for a night well spent. So Father, we thank you. Thank you for your grace. We thank you for your love. We thank you for your mercy. We thank you for our microbiome. Thank you, God, that you have blessed us with an organ to supervise our organs, made from non-human tissue. Lord, that surprises us. But then you are the God of surprise. But Lord, we thank you that you does not give us anything to hurt or harm us. That, beloved, I wish above all things you may prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. So thank you, God, for prosperity. Thank you, Lord, for prosperity in health and prosperity in wealth. Bless our family represented here tonight. Help those who may be feeling hurt, pain, or discomfort. I have some good, bad news contemplating which of the Sankey products to use. Help us, Lord, to so lead and direct your people. So, Lord, we ask all these mercies in Jesus' name to say amen. Good night, guys.
Good night. Thank you so much.
Good night.
Good night, all.
Sir Clive.